the upper age. That can always change though.
But so encouraging and so open.
So you do paint together, can you work together?
Oh, well, there is a charcoal drawing class that we're doing at the moment, nude drawing.
Yeah.
Do you want to intro this?
Kia ora, sure. Welcome back. Great tune, Mike.
Good.
Thank you.
That is actually that song I've played about 3 weeks in a row that you love.
Yeah, really.
Front left or whatever.
Front left. Yeah, front left, which is the place that you meet when you go to a gig, right?
It is for
It
you.
is.
For you.
For me, yeah.
No, I think it's universal.
Good. So we are very lucky to be joined in studio by a special guest this morning. Her name is Bridget. I don't even know your last name, Bridget.
I have a few different surnames. Good morning.
Good
Raglan.
morning.
Hi,
Yay.
how are you?
Bridget is a wonderful person I met through Raglan's Time Bank, and also I found out that she is an incredible painter, an artiste, and currently she has an exhibition at the Old School Art Centre, so we thought we would talk to her about her creative work and find out more about it because it's gorgeous. So welcome, Bridget.
Thank you, Sarah. So my exhibition that I have at the moment runs for all of August, and it's called Bold and Beautiful, and it's work that I have collected over the last 7 years.
Wow.
So I used to live in Christchurch for 13 years, and then everything had to be packed up when the house got repaired. So everything was kind of in storage, and last week I started pulling it all out, and it was some pieces like my big Kia I hadn't seen for 7 years because I've been back in the North Island for 5 years and had painted 2 years previous to that. So it was, I guess, quite emotional because you do put a part of you into each piece of art, and to open all these boxes and see all these old pieces, and how this exhibition came about. I thought that, I've been in Raglan, moved here full time in February, even though we've had a house for about 5 years, just been here in the weekends part time.
So from where? So you were in Christchurch, and then where did you move to from there?
So I moved back to my hometown, which is Morrinsville.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
I don't really like telling too many people that because when I moved I was like, no way am I coming back here, because it's quite cool, but it's a bit different, more kind of traditional farming background. But after living in Christchurch, and as everyone knows what that was like, it was really good to go back to basics. And my girls could go to a country school, and the old things like climbing trees and going to school.
Club?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I said, if we move back to the North Island, you can go to calf clubs. They had lambs, and they climbed trees, and their classes were small, and they were listened to, and their opinions mattered. So Morrinsville was kind of like my in-between place. So I went there to kind of buy a property, do some rentals and sold them, and just kind of re-establish myself, and then decide where to from there.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I met a lady at a party, and she asked me to dog sit, and that just happened to be in Raglan. And so I came to Raglan, and I had just met Greg, and that was it really. Wow. I went for a walk down the street while I was waiting for him, and came across our house, and it was an open home with Michelle, and so went in, and it was pink and purple and pink carpet, pink feature walls, but it had a bit of an ocean view, and I said to Greg, you've got to come and have a look at this, it's pretty awesome, it's a good buy. And so we put an offer on, and
Nice.
that kind of helped keep us together in the early stages too, in the early years, because we have 5 kids between us.
Yep.
So that's how we ended up being in Raglan. So we always wanted to come over here, and it was just a matter of timing. And so here we are, finally in February we decided, take the leap and just do it, and we love it. Met so many people and so many different groups, like, you mentioned before, Sarah, the time bank. I've met so many awesome people, like Anna from Pause a While, and we see her quite a bit, and Annie, and she's taught me flax, and go up to the school and do some of that.
Cool.
And Meredith as well, and lots of lovely people. And then so recently I decided that I would concentrate on my art and see what Raglan has to offer as far as the arts. So I called into the Old Art School Art Centre, and they only had one free time for the rest of the year, which is August. And so it was like, okay, now or never.
So you just signed on up?
Yes, collected all my art that was hiding under beds, behind doors, and had enough pieces. So I didn't actually need to paint anything new because my house was just exploding with art.
Wow, so it's like a whole kind of history of different places that you were living and different times of your life, all bold and beautiful.
Yes, yeah, for the last 7 years. So Greg actually said that I wasn't allowed to paint anymore until I got rid of some and sold some.
So when you said it's all pieces that you've collected, is that stuff? So is it all your original stuff, or is it stuff? I mean, what do you mean by saying your stuff you've collected?
Just from over the years. So it's all original art. Okay. All I've used high quality oil paints on canvas. That's kind of my forte. In a variety of subjects as well. So it depends, Sarah is a creative person. What's happening in life, what your inspiration is. So I used to do some, in Christchurch, some circus work, aerial silks, and so I had a whole series of like showgirls and that kind of thing. But most of my subjects I like flowers and landscapes and
quite tropical too. There's a couple of like tropical flower ones. Would that be right? I felt like it was tropical. Is that terrible?
Well, there are plenty of those around here in Raglan. Just anything that I see. Mostly things that are colourful. That's where the boldness comes from. And I like texture and of course beauty.
I like the tiki too. The tiki is really nice. Did you paint that in Christchurch?
That was just a little bit random.
Yeah.
There's a few random pieces, that you kind of think, oh, that'll be cool. One piece there that people quite liked in the weekend was a graffiti piece, spray painted bird.
Cool.
And that was quite fun.
Great.
Nice. So what's your background? What's your artistic background? So how did you get into being a painter?
I think you're just born that way, aren't you, Sarah?
Yeah.
So just always painted and created, and a little bit of sewing and just anything creative, I'd give it a go. But painting, I just like looking at things that are on the wall, and each time you look at it, you might see something different in it, and it creates a feeling and an emotion in you that ties you to that piece sometimes. So sometimes when I do a piece, I might be really attached to it for years until I feel that maybe I could give it up. But some pieces I won't give up either. I just keep them for myself.
I think it takes a lot of courage to put your stuff out there in the public, whether it's painting or a shop or even at a craft market, the Raglan market. Is this your first time displaying your stuff publicly or selling things? Like, have you felt like this amazing sense of courage to like just do it? And like, I'm sure you inspire your daughters to be bold and do things themselves as well from that moment.
Yes, it does take a bit of confidence because you never know what people are going to say. I did have an exhibition in Morrinsville at the Wallace Gallery, and I decided to perform an aerials piece as well. So that was like doubly putting myself out there. But I have sold pieces in mostly cafes in Christchurch. That was quite a popular place where people would gather, especially after the earthquakes, and had art there. But yes, it is quite a nerve-wracking thing, and you never know what people are going to say. And how they will judge your work. But I kind of felt that now or never, and just step up, and you never know.
Great. That's some good inspiration, isn't it?
Totally. How long is your exhibition on for?
So it's for the all of August, and it's open weekdays 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. So there's, like I said, so many different subjects and different techniques as well that I've used. And after that, the September exhibition is the Raglan Art group that I've just joined. So that's a group of local artists, and they're just such a great group of people that are very welcoming, and they do a collection of art from photography to abstract and realistic landscapes. So their opening it's titled Spring. It's their annual exhibition, and the opening is the 1st of September at 1:30. They're going to have bubbles and some spring food.
Brilliant.
And
edible flowers, no doubt.
I might make some sushi.
Oh, great.
So during that time, they're also going to have an Artist at Work weekend, so on the 14th and 15th. So that will be fun.
Yeah.
So you can rock on up and watch artists at work and talk to them, have a little chat, ask them what their inspiration is.
Cool.
Very
good weekend.
So what's your, you've kind of touched on it, but just to wrap it up, what's your how do you feel Raglan is a place to be as a creative person? It sounds like you're saying you're part of some cool groups and there's heaps of inspiration. How's it been compared to, say, Morrinsville or Christchurch?
It's the best place. Like coming here, because I also do massage, so I have my own business from home, and I knew that Raglan is full of creative people and massage people and yoga people, and those are all the things that I'm interested in. But you just get so much support from one another, and all ages are inspiring, and like you meet people who are older who are just so switched on at life and just so I guess inspired to live the best life that they can be, and that's one reason why they're here, is to be with like-minded people. And so I'm just really encouraged by all the different people that I meet. Like I met more people who are, I guess, in my tribe in the first 2 weeks than I did in 4 years in Morrinsville.
Yeah. Wonderful.
So I love being here, so thank you so much for welcoming me and having me chat to you today.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, and no doubt inspiring a lot of people, young and old, to pick up the paintbrush. You reminded me to just give it a go again. We so many people do it in school, but maybe not outside of that art class when you're in 4th form. So
and be playful. Maybe we can organise something on Time Bank.
Yeah, I can do a painting workshop.
Nice.
Great. Thank you, Bridget.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
There you go.
Oh my goodness.
You're so good.
I felt that I was doing and then you guys would talk and it was like so much slower.
No. Good.
Yeah,
Maybe
awesome.
it was that caffeine.
Yeah.
No, totally awesome.
Oh, yeah, you're great. Good prep.
Thank you. Yeah, I think I covered most of my things.
Hope this wasn't too distracting.
No,
No.
I was focused on her storytelling. Yeah.
You can just get so carried away, Like asking about art, and then I went into the whole story about where I lived and why I came here.
But we always love that because there's so many different journeys that bring people to Raglan.
Totally, yeah.
And it's really nice to know these and learn them, and then because I think you were telling me you never know what history someone's carrying with them, or what they're feeling, or how their day is. That you're just like,
Yeah.
you cross paths with so many people in this town. Yeah, it's nice to connect with them.